hadn't expected to say this. I couldn't possibly win if I called. Bluto shrugged in a way that conveyed some astonishment. Showdown, the dealer reminded us. I nodded at Bluto, who had to show his hand first. It's last to aggress, that's the rule. He turned up his cards. Pocket nines. Fucking pair. I tossed my own cards face down and hit the muck, the other discards, so the dealer couldn't be sure which cards had been mine if anyone demanded that he show them. What's that? Someone asked. Somebody else started laughing. On the board there was a king, there was a jack. This would normally mean that a player staying in the hand would at least have 2 kings or 2 jacks, but having lost to those nines, I'd obviously had almost nothing. What could have caused me to re-raise back there? What could have caused me to call? New cards had already come. The time was very late, close to noon. I'd been ingesting, on an hourly basis, a 7,000 or 8,000 calorie drink called a strawberry Julius, house specialty at the Bellagio, non-alcoholic and loaded with sugar, and my body felt sickly and ravaged, something like an inflatable sex doll whose air has gotten squished out due to violent love. I thought I might easily vomit, pass out, have a heart attack, or shit. Everything was screwy and my pride was crushed. Why play poker? It's simple. Poker is a shit game and the people who play it are shit. Not to say there isn't skill involved, but look, what is the source of the money? The source is the fish. The source is the krill, or the plankton, least protected of the fish. People gone loopy, like arguably I have at present, they form the basis of what Aldous Kaufman terms the poker economy, and their money gets taken by the bigger fish, who in turn pony up to the sharks. The chain of loss starts with the sickest, really with the degenerates, los adictos. That's the foundation here, and it's fucked. That's whose money you're gambling at bottom. A poker pro is in the moral position of a casino manager, feeding off the weakest of the weak. But here, at the 918 among the wannabes, hilarity prevailed, in a sense. That was the draw, the hilarity. You could barely buy groceries for the size of these pots. You could barely win a dinner at McDonald's here, yet the so-called serious players on this game dreamed they could be pros. And if they did someday become pros, morally they would be doomed. It was hilarious to me. What a vile fucking aspiration. Here I was, slumming. A real pro hustler, unbeknownst to these clowns, with ball cap low on my face. Surveillance knew us well at the Bellagio. They would tolerate our presence in the poker room, though occasionally the one woman, Jane Durrell, who was kind of high up and had a tendency to get excited, would stop by to watch as we played. We came semi-disguised to deny her the opportunity for good photographs. Now I was doing this thing. I was mad. The peons weren't acting with deference. I opened my pants under the table. I'd folded a hand, but already in front of me there was another. Reaching under my waistband, I took hold of my overstuffed money belt, unzipped, and was touching a strap. With my right hand I lifted my cards, Jack 4. There's potential. No, I thought, no. I tossed them where the dealer could reach. His eyes hitting mine, I took the opportunity to ask, "Cash plays on the table?" "That's right." "Thank you." I pulled a 5K strap from the belt. Silently, I set it on the table. Bluto saw it instantly, but no one else had. It was an excessive chunk of change for these stakes. You normally buy in for 400 or 500 at the 918 hold'em. I felt like I'd brought an actual working lightsaber to a second-grade show and tell. I came into a pot raising. People were starting to notice the money in front of me. Silence stretched over the table. I lost the hand, had to back out of it. But something had shifted by now. My fellow players weren't sure what to make of me. I had depth, they could see. A normal person, when he's on tilt, and he has 5 Gs, won't merely stay put at the lowest stakes game in the room. He'll try something bigger. Not this guy. Another hour came, and then another hour came. I had new poise for some time, and I was deliberative in my decisions. I won a couple hundred, then lost it. The result would form a sine wave if someone were to graph how it flowed. The roster of opponents kept changing. The Juliuses came. I was passing a chip to the waitress. My body felt light, like a sail. Time was the wind. I imagined it blowing forever. "They give you a key?" Jimmy said. "Me? Are you kidding?" "I don't know." He coughed and laid into the doorbell. We were standing outside the apartment. Early evening and the temperature.